The film begins in a mental hospital with a teenage girl named Sumi suffering from shock and delusion. A doctor questions her, showing her images of her family and asking if she can talk about the day that led to her institutionalization. The following scene depicts her returning to the family's remote estate near a lake with her father and sister, Soo-yeon. The two sisters are hesitant to enter the house, where their stepmother is waiting. Instead, they head down to the lake's pier and relax by dipping their feet in the water and enjoying the sunshine. They are called back to the house, where they are greeted with a forced welcome by the stepmother. She berates them for keeping her waiting and mocks them by asking if they are feeling better after their absence. The two sisters are suspiciously quiet and flee to other parts of the home. The stepmother informs over a tense family dinner that she has invited the sister's uncle and his wife to supper the next day. Sumi informs her stepmother that she will not be able to dine with them, and the two sisters leave the table. Sumi warns Soo-yeon that if their stepmother ever goes after Soo-yeon, she should tell her. Soo-yeon falls asleep that night until she hears noises and the door to her bedroom creaks open. A female hand is slithering around it. Soo-yeon pulls the covers over her head, only to have them dragged back by an invisible force. She rushes out of her room, terrified, to inform Sumi that someone had broken into her room. Sumi goes to investigate and finds her father sleeping, but her stepmother catches her and instructs her not to wake him. She returns to Soo-yeon and soothes her, telling her that she will always be there for her, and the two of them fall asleep. Sumi later experiences a nightmare involving blood and a frenzied hand pounding on the floor. She awakens to the sound of movement in her room. Crawling around the floor is the image of a woman with long black hair covering her face. When the wraith notices Sumi is staring at her, she slowly hovers over her. Sumi wakes up, realizing everything she has experienced is still a dream. Sumi discovers multiple family photos revealing that their stepmother was formerly a nurse with whom her father worked and was also a live-in nurse for the girl's mother. Soo-yeon enters the room, and Sumi notices bruises on her arm, but when she asks her furiously about if their